Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, along with Judge Jeanine Pirro, Richard Fowler, Jesse Waters, and she just got nominated to be ambassador to Candyland. Dana Perino, The Five. The incoming Trump wrecking ball taking another swing at the Washington elite. President-elect Donald Trump nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Trump making the announcement on Truth Social saying, quote, Mr. Kennedy will restore these agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end the chronic disease epidemic and to make America great and healthy again. Here's a flashback to what RFK Jr. promised to do.
Don't you want a president who's going to end the corruption at the federal agencies, at FDA, at NIH, at CDC, and at the CIA? And don't you want a president who's going to make America healthy again?
There you go. That personnel move comes as Trump scores the coveted trifecta Fox News can project. Republicans have won the majority in the House of Reps, giving the GOP control of the White House, the Senate, and the House, and paving a clear path to push his agenda. His incoming director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, lays out how Trump is already leading.
I think President Trump has already shown how active he has been in not waiting around for day one on January 20th or 21st, but he's already leading. He's already engaging with so many of these world leaders around the world on the phone constantly. And he's showing the kind of leadership that the American people voted for.
You know, Dana, there's this great meme going around where they took a montage of all these media hacks saying threat to democracy, threat to democracy, and they replaced democracy with bureaucracy. And when you hear it, it seems like that is actually the reality, whether it is Pete Hegseth, Tulsi, Vivek and Elon, and now RFK Jr. It feels as though there truly is like a team of Avengers focusing on the excesses of government.
I love it. I want to see that meme. I must not have been on the
I'll send it to you after the show.
Okay, I love that.
Focus, Dana.
So this morning, I was getting for Newsroom, and I was thinking, okay, what do I think about these nominations? And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Because by 5 o'clock, there will be something else.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now we're back on Trump time. There are 2 news cycles, maybe 3 news cycles in a day. By the time Jesse's show's on tonight and yours is on tonight, there'll be something else. So I'm just like rolling with it. And I've continued my answer to everybody who's texting me, what you think, what you think. We'll see. Right? So we'll see. I like Liam Donovan on Twitter. He said, or on X, excuse me. He said, there's some 40 Russian nesting dolls of nominations happening, because you have one, you're like, oh my gosh, and then you're like, oh yeah, you like that one, how about this one? And they just keep on coming. I am thinking about one thing though, and maybe there will be a big to-do about this. Voters said the #1 issue was the economy, inflation, bringing prices down. And since the election, which was only a week and a couple of days ago, but we have all of these teams, but we don't have an economic team announced yet.
Right.
And so I'm waiting to hear that. Like, where's Treasury Commerce? Where are the prices coming down? Where's the plan? Who's the National Economic Council director at the White House? What are we doing? And I also very much want to know who is going to be the secretary for the USDA. And for RFK Jr., that's a very important position, because you don't get school lunches from Health and Human Services.
Right.
That's all done through USDA, has a lot to do with the things that he cares about. So finding out who rounds out that package to me is what I'm waiting for.
Wow. Well, those were a lot of words from someone who said, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, Jesse. Tulsi, a person who was put on a list and tailed by Intel services through the airport, is now in charge of all the people that were following her. Is that a course correction or a reckoning?
I love it. It's just like being at a party all week and all your best friends keep coming in. Tulsi, Vivek, good to see you. It's crazy. I can't wait to see who comes through the door tomorrow. Maybe it will be Dana Perino. You never know.
No,
You're keeping your options open, Dana. You said we'll see.
I said only ambassador to Tanzania.
Okay, we'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Tulsi, I like her because she's cynical. And that's what you need, is someone that's managing the intel, because let's be honest, Greg, the intel people have not been great over the last, 80 years. We missed the missiles going into Cuba. We missed the collapse of the Soviet Union. Reagan got burned. Bush got burned. It hasn't been great. They've been in bed with Fauci. The last thing they did was that they saw that Russia was building up on Ukraine's border. That's good. So she'll do a great job. And Pete, I love because he's going to root out the DEI and the CRT.
Yes.
And he's also going to make sure all of these weapons systems aren't just being built by members of Congress and defense contractors, because we need to invest in things that can win wars, not make people rich. I love RFK Jr. in this position because, Greg, we should be the healthiest country in the world, but we're the sickest country in the world. Why is America the sickest country? It shouldn't be like that. We should have the freshest food, the freshest water, and people should be excited about this. You have people right now, I think 30% of teens are pre-diabetic. Our life expectancy is like 6 years less than Europe, because right now they poison you with the food and then they just feed you pills to cure you. And we just have to root out that corruption. I'm looking forward to people losing weight. If anybody's been at the beach recently, it's not a good look. Never used to be like this. And it's because of what they're doing to the food.
Should his first target be Trump? And get Trump to let go of the Big Macs
if
or the
Trump can do it, we all can do it.
Exactly. He should be his first project, Donald Trump. So, Judge, Jesse brings up Pete, we good friends of ours. That can't make China and Russia happy because they bank on us using DEI to further cripple our military.
Well, the great part about it is, if you'll remember when Biden first came in and Biden went to the UN, I think it was Anthony Blinken, he went to the UN and he said, we need to know how actually racist we are, the United States. And then we have our first meeting with China. And you remember China made all these comments like, you people are racist and you want to criticize us for the Uyghurs or whatever. It's kind of interesting. I think that the selection of Pete is phenomenal, not just because I know him, but because he is an individual who is so deep rooted in his beliefs. There is no one who's going to shake him off the train that he's on. It's about, America first. It's about freedom, and it's about making sure that the American people are protected. And I think that all of these people, and I'm like, Jesse, I'm so excited every day. I just heard RFK. I'm dancing upstairs. The truth is that, we are so sick, and there is so much food that we eat in this country that we give to our children in terms of cereal that they don't allow in Europe. Why is it that they don't allow this stuff in Europe? Some of the coloring that they use in candy and some of the garbage in cereal? Because of corruption, because of the familial relationship that some of these people in Congress have with the lobbyists. So, I am absolutely thrilled. The CDC, the FDA, the NIH, especially after what we went through with Fauci. And I just want to say one more thing. When it comes to all of these people, they're going to blow things up. And Matt Gaetz is another one who's going to blow up the Department of Justice, where the stench is so deep, they have no choice but to blow it up.
Richard, how's your week been?
That's a great question after all of these comments.
Well, I want to ask you, RFK was once a Dem. He might still be a Democrat for all I know. Is this more about a party that became so focused on one thing, which I would say is identity politics, you might disagree, that they no longer had any room for a member of an iconic Democratic family? When you lose a Kennedy, that's a statement.
I think there's a couple of things to RFK. I think, one, you want somebody at HHS, no matter the political party, that's actually experienced in public health, whether they agree or disagree. I do think Judge is right. There's a lot of things in our food that we should be focused on. I'm not sure if RFK is the person to do it because I don't know what his public health qualifications quite are. And I think the role at HHS is very important to have somebody who knows all the agencies, all the things that happen. And I think, yes, you can go and you can say you want reforms, but you also have to be somebody who knows how the government functions. And that's the same way I feel about the appointment of Attorney General, or the potential Attorney General, I will see what the Senate does, of Matt Gaetz, right? Like, he's somebody who has been chaotic in the House of Representatives. Most folks in his caucus don't like him, including the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, who he ousted, right? So is this the person that you want leading your Justice Department in a moment when, yes, you want to make reforms, yes, you want to make it better, but the problem with Matt Gaetz is he's an eyesore for the United States Congress, which makes him almost likely not to get confirmed.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know if I don't know. I would say the desire to be popular should not enter the picture You know, it's if you're going to be in Congress, you should make
Well, if you're going to
some
Jesse's,
adversaries.
best friends party, then maybe you should be popular, right? And that's part of the problem in the House.
I don't know. I made it this far being unpopular.
I don't think we were invited to the party, Greg. It's
Yes.
okay.